As more and more people are overdosing on opioids, local law enforcement is proposing new legislation they believe could help fight this problem. ABC 6 News reporter Emily Pofall is live out in front of St. Mary's Hospital with more information on exactly what law enforcement is proposing. Emily?
James, so it's still in the early stages, but Olmsted County Sheriff Kevin Torgerson is working to require hospitals like the one behind me to report any overdoses that come through their doors.
These cases are getting bigger and bigger.
This graph from the Minnesota Department of Health shows just how big. The blue and purple lines show overdose deaths skyrocketing in the state. And closer to home, greater Minnesota. Olmsted County saw 47 overdose deaths last year, according to Sheriff Kevin Torgerson. And this year, he anticipates around 60. Torgerson is a long-standing member of the Minnesota Sheriff's Association. And right now, he's working on a proposal aimed at getting more drugs off the streets. The bill would require hospitals to report overdoses to law enforcement. Right now, there's nothing like that required. Torgerson says his office has an incomplete picture of overdoses in our area.
The only way we get to know about it is if we actually go to the scene and now we're part of it.
Or if the victim dies. But to figure out who is selling these illegal drugs, Torgerson says he has to get to victims that survive.
Most every one of those could be a crime.
Senator Carla Nelson says lawmakers will likely hold hearings about the dangers of fentanyl next session.
Get to the dealers that are bringing this poison into our communities, getting it to our kids.
Her concern with this proposal? She doesn't want the promise of a law enforcement investigation to deter people from going to the hospital when they OD.
I think the big concern is we do not want to criminalize the victim.
Torgerson says that wouldn't happen. And as Olmsted County approaches 60 overdose deaths, something has to be done.
If we had 60 people getting killed by gunshots, wow, we'd be up in arms. But we don't get that kind of same reaction when it's an overdose, because people look at addiction as a personal problem. When somebody's delivering those drugs, somebody else is behind this.
Speaking of gunshots, hospitals are required to report gunshot wounds to law enforcement to help with their investigations. Torgerson says this overdose proposal would do virtually the same thing. James.